how many? So how many fractions of you are there that you're aware of?
How scattered am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, so I'm like now I really feel like a simpleton that I'm just finding out that when I'm asking you, is it you? Is it you, Regina? And you're like, yes, it's me. Now I'm finding out that there's different fractions of you as you.
It's that part of me. It's me, but it's
Right, but the other part of you doesn't remember. The other part of you doesn't remember the seraphim coming down and swooping away with that individual.
You never met the whole part of me that doesn't even remember you.
What? There's a part of you that doesn't. Well, so how many parts of you are there?
I kind of lost count at this point.
Really? So how old were you when you were first shattered?
God, I don't even know. I was young.
Does
my mother was still alive?
Does all of your parts even aware of all the other parts?
Not all of them.
Because I was gonna say, because when I sit there and I say, is it you? Yes, it's me. I'm, and so specifically clear, there's only one Regina. Regina, am here. And I'm like, oh, you son of a gun. So now I've been being played.
Well, it's not that you're being played, but at the moment, the Regina that's here is Regina.
So, were you the Regina that showed up at the club brawl where the three knuckleheads fucking fought me, or no? Was that a different Regina?
Yeah. Oh, she was a bartender.
Yes. So
I kind of was there. I wasn't there.
Sorry. So you weren't there at that part. So which part of her never met me?
I hope you never meet that one.
You don't know if I would ever meet that one?
I hope you never meet that one.
Why is she mean?
Well, there's more than one that's never met you. One of them we kind of keep down in the bellows. The other one is very young. That doesn't need to know you. And there's probably one more, but I don't know that one. Oh, all right. That's a lie. Ugh. I hate not being able to lie. There is one more. And it was only because it was before she met you. And we kind of keep that one at bay because she's a hot mess. I don't know how to explain that.
So
she's a mess.
You realize that my gifts can actually send these different parts of her to heaven and kind of
No. Because all of these separate parts of her have jobs to do. If that's, I guess that's the easiest way to say it.
Well, they came in because they had a job to do because she didn't want to be there, and they took away the pain or filled the void that needed to be done. So I classify it as kind of like playing double dutch.
Listen, because one of them is the one that dealt with her demon. That's the one that we just kind of leave her deep inside. Because she's a hot mess. If you've ever had to deal like she had to deal with a demon, you would understand that. like that part of her is just so broken. And unfortunately, she has come out on occasion, or gotten out, we should say, gotten out, and nothing good has ever come of that. Good did come out of it, if you ask. Like, it's really hard to explain. Oh God, so hard to explain. Lord, help me, please explain this. It's not my job. It's so not my job.
That's
It's not. I'm not the. Oh,
So do you like the terminology that I use for fighting for the light? So when you have a bunch of yous inside of one body, I don't call it.
but you're thinking of totally different people. These are. What happened to Gina was done for a reason. Because when we needed her to do something, she wasn't quite ready, so we had to split her so that she can.
When you say we had to split her, who is we had to split her?
Oh crap! Yeah, I said that. Okay, all right. Because I'm trying to figure out how to explain this. I don't know how to explain this. Because I need you to think about her as the vessel that she is.
Right.
Okay. Which means her body is obviously, it's here in this year. It's going through life in this realm in this year. But her soul and her being has been around for a really long time. We keep bouncing her around. So when I say we split her about, it's because we need her to do something almost on another realm, I guess is the word that I want to say. We need to pull her essence from the body and make her go do something. Which means we have to leave something in the body.
Right. I've been present when she's done that, so that's a trip.
No. So no, I'm talking about when we split her. So it means she's still kind of here, but some of her is gone.
So back to we, you and who?
Well, I say we, because it's combined. She's been split so many times that the I is no longer. It's a we.
Well, you said it's me, Regina. So now I'm finding out that you is more. There's more than one Regina. So how long have you been in her? How long have you been with her?
When was I split?
Yes. When did you come into the picture in her body?
I've been. I have to think. When did I first get here? When her sister Dory died.
And how old was she when her sister Dory died?
She was 20. Well, it was 2003 ish.
And where?
2000-ish. It was. I'm thinking. I'm trying to do the math here.
Okay.
Hold on. I've been here a long time. I'm gonna go with around 2000, somewhere around that. Yep, 2001 ish.
Okay. And where did you come from?
I came in to help deal with the fracture.
But where did you come from?
I'm a piece of her.
You say you're a piece of her. You're a piece of her now, but before you were a piece of her, who were you and where were you?
I was nothing. I am a fracture of her.
I understand that she fractured, but another thing that I understand and I've learned is that when someone gets fractured, there are things out there that fill the fracture and jump in. So it's not like she smashed her finger with a hammer and all of a sudden she got two thumbs. You know, you jumped in at a time of need when she was fractured and you became a part of her that she couldn't handle. So in 2000, something traumatic happened to her and you jumped in. You're happy to be called Regina. You don't have a problem with that because wherever you were before you jumped in to help her was a hell of a lot better than from where you were.
I don't know what I was before I was Regina. And I am not, you have to remember, I'm not, I'm only here when she needs me.
Do you ever remember anything about yourself ever before you appeared in her being fractured?
Say it again.
How old are you?
Who are you asking?
I am asking the entity that filled the fractured part of her vessel.
He is quick. I am very old.
Right. So who are you saying that I am very quick to?
No, never you mind.
Well, yeah, this isn't my first rodeo. I've been doing this for a long, long time. Do you have any idea?
And you know that there are many entities that can take over Regina's body in a heartbeat.
Yes, I am well aware of that.
Okay. And we do this sometimes for a reason, sometimes for not a reason, sometimes for a good reason, sometimes for a bad reason, sometimes for no reason whatsoever. Sometimes it's just to get her out of trouble. Sometimes it's to get her into trouble. You understand this?
Sometimes to get her into trouble, huh?
It's to nudge her in a direction.
I love that one. You can't interfere in humans, but you love to call things nudging to push them into a direction. That is so comical. So how many times? So apparently, you remember the Seraphim, correct?
Yes.
So you were there that night. So you were on the toilet with us.
We're talking about when the Seraphim came to her in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were the one that was there that evening.
If you're near her, I'm near her.
Yeah, but not always talking through her, correct?
No. I said near her.
Right. So how many times have you actually met me?
Three, four. In person?
Yeah, in person.
I'm going to go with 4 times.
4 times? And I'm guessing that those 4 times were all within the past year?
Yeah, sure. Okay. No,
No, when's the first time you ever met me?
it's only January. You've only been here.
Well, you know what I mean. The past 12 months.
I was not here for her birthday.
Okay, so when's the first time you met me? Where was she living?
Well, technically, she was living at Jack's house. I hated that place.
Right. So you met me when she was there?
Yes.
Okay, so you've known me for quite some time.
Uh-huh. Actually, she doesn't know it, but she saw you before that. And don't ever ask her about that because she won't remember.
Well, you're saying don't ask her. Regina, the other Regina, saw me before Jack's place.
The Regina that you normally converse with, yeah, she won't remember seeing you.
So, were you present when we went for disposing the demons in Ansonia?
In the closet?
They were all over the place. Yes, the closet was one of them.
I remember the closet. Well, I was there. I wasn't her.
Right. I can't. That's what that's like. I get a background, or I call it the trickle down effect. So there are different fractures of a vessel, and a lot of them are still privy to the information or privy to what is going on, even though
I'm the one that is closest to her all the time.
So you were watching that battle with that giant freaking demon in the closet that was holding that little mini humanoid.
Yeah, the little impy thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That was adorable. That was adorable.
That was an awesome, awesome evening.
That was, you know, you guys totally missed one, right?
Well, I know some of them fled when he called in a bunch of demons and we got into the circle and said the Lord's Prayer. So were you there? Did you see the little old lady, glowing old lady, show up when we started doing the Lord's Prayer?
Yeah.
The young seer, she freaked out. She's like, "Oh my God! There's a little old lady that's glowing that just showed up." And I guess she had words to Regina. She said to Regina, "I didn't know you actually knew the Lord's Prayer." And Regina was like, "Oh yes."
Yeah, you know, it's kind of funny because a lot of people forget that she's more religious than she puts out to be. Where if there is anything about God or Jesus, it makes her cry. Easter, Christmas are very hard for her because she feels the pain of all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why she has like she overexerts on both holidays. Like she goes over and above. And it's hiding, and that's how some of us came to be. Because she tries.
So is she in the background right now, listening to you talk to me?
Yep.
And what's she saying?
Well, just tell me, shut up. And she's yelling at her cat because her cat's like scratching at her litter box. Like, what is going on over there, little girl? What's that? You know, you gotta be in the litter, not on the litter box. In the litter. In the litter. In the litter, girlfriend. Yeah. Don't look at me like that.
So how often?
The cat's got like 3 different personalities too, right?
What the cat does? Wow.
Yeah. Like she's got like 3 cats in one.
So now, are you aware of the other charges that are overcharge of her and you?
Oh, absolutely.
That's got to be a trip. How do you different personalities all deal with the? I mean, that's got to be one heck of a situation for a charge to say that it's in charge of one person when there's like 7 people there.
Yeah, it's a full on, like, we're having a meeting. And I don't know if she's ever said that to you, or someone has said that to you. Like, she's in a meeting right now, she can't come down.
Oh, yup. No. I've gotten that.
Okay.
Or she's in a meeting, or she's doing a class or taking care of stuff. So she runs around doing all sorts of different things.
Yeah.
But tonight is the first time that I'm finding out that besides her body being channeled, that her actual vessel itself is shattered. I mean, that's crazy because I've known her for at least, I want to say, I don't know, maybe 15 to 20 years.
I mean, her this vessel that she's had now, this cycle is, oh God, been through so much. She's so old. And she has a lot of responsibility outside of this thing that you see. Well, how many phones do you have?
2.
Oh God. But yeah, and then we kind of have to keep. I mean, well, because you know the other realms, you know about all that, right?
Right. And that's a question. So when I do what I call my father's work, are you able to hear me at any times from any other places that you're at when I'm doing my father's work?
Oh, when you invoke Dad? Oh, absolutely.
Really?
So it's like, when you get goosebumps?
Yep.
That's what we get.
Really? So when I'm helping people cross over, you guys get you feel the energy?
Oh yeah, it's kind of like a heads up. Like, yeah, there we go. There's a ripple.
So what did you feel the night that the what the heck the jump
Oh, I'm looking at her. Cats, you freaking out.
the Seraphim, when we did what the Seraphim called a mass exodus, what did you feel when we crossed over?
So cool. That was so like, oh no, that was tingly everywhere. Yeah, no, and then we actually have to ground ourselves because the Seraphim can take all of us out. So we have to actually ground ourselves. And
She was like, you want to do a mass exodus? I'm like, well, that's what you want to call it. She goes, well, the whole yard is completely packed. She's like, how far out do you want to go? We can go out 10 miles. I'm like, sure, let's go out there. Then she went out in the hallway. She came back in. She's like, well, we can't do that because we could end up taking some live people. I'm like, what? So apparently that kind of energy could have taken live people off.
Yeah.
That is whacked.
Why do you say that?
Because they're alive and not stuck in the spiritual realm. And I wanted to cross over all the people in the spiritual realm. And she was letting me know that with that kind of energy and what I was about to do could actually have people who maybe wanted to go prematurely, I guess is about the best way to look at it.
Yeah. Is there a hospital in 10-mile radius?
I'm sure there probably was.
That's where you got to be careful.
Right. But that was, so you were able to feel that mass exodus.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Cool.
Maybe it was there when her friend Tommy got into his bike accident. I was there. because she just couldn't handle it.
That was Tommy Hansen, right?
Yep. Well, she came in for a hot minute when he actually was awake. And she, pushed me out. When I say pushed me out, she was like, nope, get out of the way. And fed him lunch. And I just sat in the back and, yep, okay.
Yeah, I drove up to Boston to visit him in the hospital that he was at, their rehab center.
Yep. When he left Gaylord, she stopped going to see him. I don't know why. And it's not that I'm not going to ever ask her.
So I'm surprised she's not trying to push you out of the way to come through. What's she saying in the background?
Just tell me it's not your business.
She's telling you to tell me it's not my business?
No. That's what she's saying to me.
Oh, it's not your business.
She can push all of us out. Like the original part of her can push us all out.
Well, I'm hoping that I've met the original of her.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. I know. She's like, can I please? Can I please? That's what I keep hearing. But, so I'm going to give you one more question.
Shoot.
No. I'm going to give you to ask me one more question.
Oh.
And make sure you say it right.
Will I be at the right hand of the Father?
Wrong question.
Wrong question?
Because are we all not at some point at the right hand of the Father? We are all Jesus's. We are all God's children.
Well, I'm dumbfounded as to why the seraphim was humbled to be in my presence.
Oh, because she's such a good pet. Yep, I said that. She is. She's such a good pet. She's like a good, whatever you call her. For where she sits at his feet. From I can only imagine what she sees and what she knows and what she doesn't say. So, I mean, and we always think of the physical realm. Are you recording me?
Yep.
We always think of the physical when we talk of God and who sits at his feet or sits on his right hand or his left hand or who he's laying hands on. We always think of a physical medium. If I told you that I sat near the seraphim, where would you put me?
If you told me that you sat near the seraphim?
Yep.
Well, somebody that I was just talking to through that vessel just most recently said that they were at the tail of the seraphim. So I don't...
Okay. All right. No, I'm trying to generalize.
Okay.
So when you think of someone, like you keep thinking of this hierarchy, right?
Well, yes. So I think of a hierarchy, and everything that comes through speaks of a hierarchy.
Okay. Well, so what would you say would be the lowest part?
Well, he who is last is first, and he who is first is last, but that has nothing to do with the hierarchy. So, what would be the lowest part?
Yeah.
Every part is important. So, when you
You're
say,
being vague. All right.
I
You're
mean,
being vague.
you have the head. So the head is the most important. But then every part after that is intricate pieces. So when God,
Okay, so I already told you I sit at the tail.
right?
Okay, so who do you think sits below me? Because there's got to be somebody below me. I'm not the bottom.
Right. Well, do they sit below you, behind you, or off in a distance?
Right. Because I could have 6 or 8 around me.
Well, just because you are in that close to the presence of God, you're already higher up the tree. So basically, I guess you can almost call it like being in the same room versus off in the galaxies or a distance away. So why are you laughing?
Oh, because you said galaxies.
What's the matter with saying galaxies?
Okay, no.
Should I use the term universe?
But no, just keep going. Sorry, just keep going on what you're don't think that small.
Well, I'm not thinking that small. Well, so you can't see my light, but you can see my wings. So when you say I'm not thinking small, I had to wrap my head around just that there. I mean, I was in denial until after half a dozen people confirmed it. And then I had to take it legitimately, like, holy shit. So I'm
Of what? Of your light?
of not the light so much, but the wings. I can understand energy and light.
Well, all right. So
So
have you come into knowing your own light and your own wings yet?
I've come into knowing I'm coming to know it. So when you say I'm coming into knowing,
whatever, without everybody else's input, because you could have everybody tell you one thing. If you don't know it, if you haven't come to realize it yet,
I've come to the understanding and the belief that it is true. So,
but you have not noticed it on your own.
No, it was shown to me by things coming through. Matter of fact, the first time it was shown to me was with Regina when we were in a cafe. Things started coming through out of nowhere, staring at me. And she's like, there's things coming through staring at you. And I'm like, well, talk to them. I don't want them to know that I can see them because then they won't leave me alone. And I'm like, oh, come on, just talk to them. This is like freaking, to me, it's, Q&A and knowledge is important.
You never, out of the corner of your eye, thought you saw feathers?
I've always, out of the corner of my eye, always seen different things, but I never, ever did I ever try to think it was
seen your own wings.
From my own wings. No.
Not even in a dream.
I fly all the time.
No, that's not what I asked you.
Nope, I've never even seen my own wings in a dream. No.
Really?
Nope.
All right, well, you know what? Happy days are here again if you see them.
So what color do you see my wings as?
Me?
Yeah, because apparently different people see them as different shades or different colors.
I'm going to tell you, they're kind of mint greeny. Or like, not mint greeny, like, well, I'm looking at her aloe plant. It's kind of the aloe green.
Huh.
That's the way I see them. So it's green with white.
Right. So you So you see almost like my wings with almost like an aura of the energy of the healing energy that I have.
Yeah.
Wow. That's different.
So you still haven't like gotten your eyes yet.
Well, when I close my eyes, I have seen many other eyes looking back at me through my third eye.
What are you waiting to open your eye for?
Well, I thought my eye was already opened up. When people look at my forehead, they see my third eye wide open with a big bright white light coming out of it.
But why can't you see?
I usually see between 3 a.m. and 10 a.m. And I see things instead of just seeing them in my mind, I see them in the freaking room.
Well, you should be able to do that all the time.
One would think maybe it got too much for me when I was younger and I tuned it out.
Well, turn it back on.
Well, I did ask for it to come back on about 6 months ago.
You have a bathtub, right?
What's that?
You have a bathtub, right?
A bathtub, yeah.
When was the last time you took a bath?
Probably 4 months ago. And why do the archangels keep saying I need to use water more? What about water do I need to use more?
Water is one of the main elements. Hello. We all know that.
Well, I know it's one of the main elements, but they said I need to use it more.
Healing. It's a conductor of healing. Really? Really?
Well, is it use it
Not
like...
Really? Do I got to go back to the Bible on this one?
Use it as holy water, use it as baptismal, use it as drinking.
Yes.
Yes, I put 3 things in there. Baptismal?
Well, one, you need it for clarification, for purification. So let's get it in the right tone, what you're going to use it for. Clarification for your own self. Purification for yourself and anyone else that's going to be with you doing whatever you're going to do. Are you following me?
I'm following.
Okay. And then blessed water, which we don't call holy water, because it's just blessed water.
Mm-hmm.
To help move on things that are around you. And then you have to make sure that you cleanse what you move in yourself. You need to cleanse when you move on people, entities, forces, all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
You need to cleanse yourself. Water, fire, all the elements. Use them to your ability. When you start doing that, you'll be making progress. Right now, you're working with low-level crap that's just crap. Little imps and little baby demons and
low-level craps.
Well, so, that's a bad choice of words. But you need to start. The elements are there for a reason. And, everybody, oh my God, no, that's witchy stuff. God made everything out of the 4 elements. 5 elements, if you take one into consideration. So you have to use the elements to move on anything that is unlike God. He just doesn't like the big show that the pagans, Wiccans, witches, all that had come down the pike. He doesn't like all the showboating. Which we keep yelling at Regina for, but every once in a while she goes back to do a little showboating.
I've never seen her do any showboating, so.
You're right, you haven't. She hasn't actually done a whole lot of it. Since she moved here, she started in the very beginning. But now all of her stuff is packed in boxes. 2 boxes. Matter of fact. Which she's having a hard time with because it's kind of given up her mother's family was very big into, and actually her father's mother, but we don't talk about that, was big into what you guys down here call witchcraft. But she never asked any other god but her god for help, which makes her totally different than her entire family. This is why she makes a very good fire. She makes very good fire.
Yeah, well, I guess you've never been present with the fires that I've made.
I like your fire. That was very nice fire. It was very tall. Hers are very small. Like, not small, but they're very dense, I guess. But they reach out enough. Hers are hot and small. Small and hot. Like her. Small.
All right, so was it you or the other one that said that I am ahead of schedule?
I did.
You did. Okay. So what's next? What's next? What's that?
Slow down. Slow down.
What? Slow down. What's next on the agenda?
Whose agenda?
The agenda for what's supposed to come across from my plate.
Oh, your agenda?
Yes, my agenda. Well, it's not my agenda. God's agenda. With me.
No, as far as you need to ground yourself a little bit more.
Yes, I know. I keep telling myself that too, so I do know that. It crosses my head every day.
Because at the end of the day, you're here on this planet in your body, whether you know that you're a vessel all on your own, your vessel, your body, still has normal, everyday things you need to do.
Yep.
So that as you're grounding, you need to work on that a little bit more. And then the rest of it falls right in the line. So stop pushing one side and just do life. And it will come when it needs to. Don't go looking for it. Just be careful what you ask.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. He does have a sense of humor.
Yeah, he does. And sometimes it's not a happy one.
All right, so any words of advice for me? Silence? Silence!
Oh my God, that just made me think of something else. How odd is that? It made me think of Jeff Dunham.
Yep, exactly. Silence! I kill you!
Yep.
Mhm.
Um, I love that guy. Anyway,
I saw him in concert. He's cool.
oh, um, I'm jalapeno on a stick. Now I'm gonna have that. See, she's got to come over and take over because I don't even know what to do anymore. Because now I got
Ahmed the terrorist. Well,
I got Ahmed.
Mhm.
Holy, oh, what's that? Oh, mm, mm. Um, you asked me for advice. Well, I already gave you all the advice I could give you. Um,
slow down is advice.
well, yeah, slow down, take a breath. Do your chickens
I do. They love me.
and be careful with your rabbits. I could say that without getting in trouble. Yeah,
Be careful with my rabbits.
yeah, yeah.
What are you saying? Afraid a predator's gonna get them?
That's all I could say. Come on now, stop. I don't like getting zapped. And there's a bunch of the next one.
Well, you would think that trying to protect and sanctify life, you wouldn't get zapped for it.
Oh, that's me. Like I can't make the squirrel make up its mind in the middle of the road. It's really got to make up its mind.
Yep.
You got free will.
Mm.
Everybody's got free will. That's the worst part of being down here. Oh my god, I'm getting zapped for that.
Well, apparently she doesn't have all the free will in the world because she's got 7 other beings laying on top of her.
Yeah, well, some of us don't. And it is what it is. Well, I don't think you're the only one.
Well, I knock on wood that I'm just one vessel.
Are you sure?
Yep, I am. As far as losing time or anything like that, I know that I have an overlapping spirit of Archangel Azrael and something that apparently is going to be a lot larger than that. But it doesn't make me lose time. It doesn't push me off to the side. It is all one, but I have a funny feeling that when this glorious day comes, when I come into my full power, that I think that I'm probably at that point going to be taking a back seat and watching, kind of like what I did when God was riding in my vessel. I was still here, so it's kind of like what you're doing right now with her, except for I wasn't in the background. I was still in the moment, but my vocal cords was being used by God to give people messages, and it was mind blowing. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's what you're doing right now with her, except for this was literally, God speaking through my vocal cords. What a trip. And you wonder why people say, well, they ask one of the questions they ask you, do you feel euphoric? You think? How the heck do you think the body's going to feel? But of course, my gift of knowing told me, don't say yes.
Well, Regina used to just, she used to not tell people.
Well, I didn't come out of the proverbial closet until just a few years ago. I didn't tell anybody shit like this. Are you kidding me? They would have thought I was crazy.
I kind of remember the first time I got zapped and she was in the middle of a bar and I was going, oh, here we go. And yeah, nope. Yeah, because I'm kind of a little bit of I got a big mouth. So I kind of told a couple of people some things, and I got yelled at for that.
Well, when you say you told a couple people some things,
wait, because I got to go back to how this relates to Regina, because Regina had to live with the aftermath of me opening my mouth.
Yeah.
And I remember she swore at me in more tongues than I had heard in a long time. She called me more names in different languages that I didn't think she even knew that language. Yeah, she was mad at me. Because now I opened her up to people knowing what she could do and, not knowing the background story, which was a good thing because that's not starting to come out until the last few years. Because we don't need her being all out in the middle of hell. So now ask your question.
And now ask my question. I thought I asked the question like, how about a little advice for this path that I'm on? All right, so ask the question. So, do you? Ask the question. Okay. So, are you aware that it's going to be a glorious day when I come into my full powers?
Wrong question.
All right. Why do they call it a glorious day if shit's going to hit the fan?
Because it opens up knowledge.
But at the same time, as it's opening up knowledge, it's also going to be harvest time, is it not?
Yes.
Right. So I'm going to be there pretty much harvesting for God as the angel of death, sending shit left and right.
You will not be the only one.
No, I understand that. But that is pretty overwhelming, deep down the rabbit hole stuff.
The rabbit hole is a lot deeper than you think.
Yeah, I know. I'm still burrowing.
I mean, I don't know how many people, if you even understand that there's, no, you know what? I can't go there. Sorry.
Well, in case you're about to ask me if I'm even aware of other life forms on this planet, yes, I am.
That's not what I was going to ask you. Oh. Yeah, no, and I can't ask you the question that I wanted to ask you if it gets wrong.
Here's a good question.
You actually bring on very stimulating conversations, which are against the rules.
So when are these reptilians going to decloak and actually make their presence known amongst us?
They already have. You guys just haven't seen it, or nobody's listening.
Well, I have. I've seen them. I'm wondering when they're going to decloak for the masses.
Your problems.
Huh?
The least of your problems.
Let me guess. Your bigger problems lie what's below the oceans.
Na 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 na. Oh, look, there's a chocolate.
So this has been told to me by someone, and it's like, okay, but even if they're below the oceans, wouldn't they also be under the oceans and then into the crust of the earth? Well, why are you not allowed to answer questions? I'm putting out good questions.
La 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 la.
So, why is mankind afraid for the Antarctica to melt so that they can see past past civilizations uncovered?
La 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 la. My goodness.
So we're going to be in for some fun times, I honestly believe, within the next year or two. So there should be a lot that should blow the human mind out of the water.
So let me ask you, have you started to do podcasts yet?
I tried, but I had no success on it. I need to. So I tried to. So not really a podcast. I tried doing YouTube.
Okay.
So YouTube is not. It's kind of a podcast, but it's not.
Well, it's video.
Yeah.
Okay. That's all I want to ask you.
Yes.
So you haven't really tried to do the podcast thing?
Nope.
And why didn't your YouTube thing go?
Well, one, I'm being throttled by the powers to be. You know how you get zapped?
Uh-huh.
So with humans and human life form, they want to keep humans in the dark the best they can and the most that they can. So knowledge like me, they literally gave me a strike for putting one of my things up.
Oh, yeah, YouTube's kind of creepy like that.
You know, and it's like, wow, I never even got a warning. They literally gave me a strike, took it down.
Well, I mean, you kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, right?
Nope, I don't live out in the middle of nowhere. You do.
Well, I'm just kind of trying to think if there's a radio wave out there. Oh.
Well, all of us are radio waves. What are you trying to get at?
Lilies, candies, or bananas?
All humans are radio waves.
No, no, you're not understanding what I'm saying. Because I can't just straight out tell you. What's the oldest radio you have in your house?
Not old at all. I don't have any with any of the test tubes in it. That's what you're getting at.
Okay, so you have no ham radios or
Nope.
any of that?
Nope. No ham radios. I have a CB radio in the truck.
Why don't you have older equipment?
I used to. I just no longer have it because my life freaking crashed a few times, and when my life crashed a few times, I lost everything that I had each time.
Okay, so now we're going to talk again about you grounding and focusing. Yeah. Yeah, there's things that you need to prepare for.
I'm prepared. I'm ready for the lights to go out for 6 months, and I'm all set. So I'm more prepared than your average bear.
And with no communication?
Yep, even with no communication.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Well, I've got the CBs, so I've got which isn't going to reach out far.
Listening to me.
yes, a ham radio would be worldwide and you can reach out all around. I don't have a ham radio. And the location that I'm in is not viable really for an antenna for one to probably reach out and go around.
Really now?
Yeah.
Really now? You think so, huh?
Well, it would go out a hell of a lot further than a CB. So even if it went out 50 miles or 100 miles and not being able to go around the whole globe, that would still be a hell of a lot better than 1 mile or 2 miles.
See, now you're thinking.
Well, one thing for sure is that shit's going to hit the fan very, very shortly. And good thing I love my chickens and good thing they love me. So I've just got to find a way to make sure instead of the biggest thing is going to be saving my supplies and stockpiles versus somebody else trying to raid it, steal it, and make it theirs.
Yeah.
You know, so reaching out for others is kind of like going to come secondary.
Well, or you could think you are going to be the safe haven.
No, I know that. I know that.
So,
but at the same time, there are other people that are going to not. It's not going to be pretty.
Really? Are you trying to tell me that?
No, preaching to the choir. But luckily, I have a nice personality, so.
Well,
I can carry a stimulating conversation.
yeah, you could do something like that. Here's a scale. It's so yummy.
It's almost time for my bed. What time is it?
It would be almost 10 o'clock.
Wow, it is.
And that's past your bedtime.
I know.
Well, you go nighty-night, sleepy sleep.
All right. I guess.
You want to say goodnight to her? Because I could just kind of let her back in.
Yeah, that might be nice.
Give me a second.
Okay.
She's younger than me.
What? 1001.
Holy crap.
Yeah, holy crap. You know, it took me all these years to realize that when you're telling me it's me, it's Regina, that I had no idea that there's more than one Regina.
Sorry? Not sorry. It's not it's not a conversation you just have with somebody.
Wow. So now there's an original Regina. So are you the original Regina or no?
What?
So
Wait, what?
So there's like 6 or 7 of you, fractions of you. Are you aware of that?
I'm the one who remembers my childhood, so I gotta say yeah.
So if you're the only one that remembers your childhood, then you believe that you're the original.
That's what I'm going with.
That's what you're going with. So I coin it fighting for the light when different ones jockey for the positions. How many of the other fractions of you are you aware of?
At least 5 of them.
Okay, so that's pretty close to what is there. Are you aware of the one that's very young that they keep down in the dungeon, so to speak, that's really wild and out of control? I'll take that as a no.
Okay.
Yeah, well, weren't you listening in?
I really wasn't paying that much attention.
Right? Oh, so she was boring to you while I'm freaking running off with all these questions.
Well,
you don't like to listen to yourself talk?
I get to look around.
All right. Yeah, so that was a trip, to put it mildly. I mean, especially was kind of like laughing at me that I didn't know. It's like, yeah, no, because you're, oh, it's me, it's Regina. No, I'm here. Yeah, I'm singular. Yeah, the freaking the yoke's on me. Holy shit.
Yeah. It's not something I like, just, hi, yeah, my name is Regina. There's like 7 of me.
Yeah. Wow. Right.
Good luck with which one you get.
No,
because I'd be locked up in a loony bin.
But I'm surprised that you didn't let me know this through all the years.
I did a hint to it.
Huh?
I did a hint to it.
You did hint to it, really? And how? And what kind of a hint was that? It sure didn't feel like a sledgehammer fucking hit me hard enough.
Well, I can remember being in the background one time at the bar. We were eating dinner together. I don't know. Was that the night you got your ass kicked? No.
I wasn't eating dinner that night, so nope.
No, so it had to be the time before that. We bought dinner. Or you bought dinner. I bought dinner. Somebody bought dinner.
Right. I think it was delivered.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Yep.
Because I'm trying to think of what I even had. I remember the salad.
Right. So
I know there was some kind of pasta.
So you remember being in the background and you're thinking that you remember dropping me a hint?
Yeah. Because I remember right before I backed out, I went, I'll see you later.
Huh. Maybe I just thought you were trying to make it funny. You'll see me later like you're going into the kitchen and you come back out. Wow. And you think that was a fucking hint. I'll see you later. Wow.
Well, I kind of figured when you started realizing that I was a vessel, you'd kind of figure out that there was more than...
Well, there are people who can channel, but not all people that channel have their vessels fractured in more than one piece, you know?
Yeah.
And so she called me witty. She said, why this one is smart? I'm like, who are you talking to? Oh, never mind. So basically she's sitting there telling me that she's a part of you because you fractured and she is you. And that's all that there is to it. And I'm like, cut the shit, basically. I'm like, look. So I had to, you know how they say, ask the right questions? Mm-hmm. Instead of saying, how long you been in this? Oh, I've been here. I've been her since such and such an age. And then I was just like, enough of this nonsense. How old are you? She goes, excuse me? I says, yeah. How old are you outside of that vessel? Yeah. And then she's just like, ooh, this one is smart. Well, I kill you.
I kill you. Yeah, I was laughing at that.
That is so funny. And she's like, boy, you do have stimulating conversations. She goes, but this isn't what we're supposed to do. We get in trouble for these things. So she got zapped a few times.
Yeah, I saw that coming.
So out of curiosity, when she gets zapped, you don't feel the zap, right?
No, I see it coming though.
Right?
Usually I'm like, hello.
You see it coming, huh? Wow.
Here it comes.
That's funny. She was able to feel when we did the mass crossing over, the mass exodus. She said that the realms felt that. She said that they get like almost like energy goosebumps like we do. We call it goosebumps, and they basically feel stuff like that when they have incoming.
Oh yeah. I believe it.
So that was cool. So I learned a bit. It was definitely an interesting evening.
She tell you about your bunnies?
Yes, she said, look out, be careful for them.
Okay.
So what kind of insight did you get? Is there going to be like a coyote or a wolf or something that's trying to come by for them?
There's something preying on your bunnies.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but there's something preying on your bunnies. That's about all I got. But it's very close. It's getting very cocky, I guess would be the word.
Huh.
And I couldn't even tell you if it's actually a thing, like an animal thing, or it's other realming.
Huh.
Oh yeah, so I told you about the crows in my backyard, right?
Just that one was really huge.
It's like the size of a chicken, dude.
Yep.
I'm not even exaggerating. The thing is like the size of my cat. It's huge. Like when my cat sits straight up, it's that big.